This is a quick walkthrough of some new features in ADS 1.2.65. Here's a test scene with a few sample objects. We have some arc tube shapes, two with bends, and they intersect. A new feature that we've added, the tools now display option commands available to each. You can toggle them off by hitting the H key, but by default they will display and let you know how to use the tools. The top section includes the commands to operate, and then underneath there's some global settings that will allow you to pan and rotate. So one of the new features with the ArcTube tool, when I click the tool, I can hold down the Shift key. Let's deselect. I'll select the ArcTube. I'm going to hold down the Shift key, and I'm going to click on an existing tube, and then a second existing tube. Double click, and instead of adding the new tube a certain distance off the screen on the axis of the camera, it'll attach to the objects that you clicked on. So this will make it easy when you're looking at features in the scene at any angle, it will attach to them. I'll do that again. Select, hold down the Shift, click on an existing object. Hold the Shift key. Previously, you had to add a tube looking at one of the major axes and then modify the tube using you can double click on it to edit the shape. But now it's easy to attach. Another feature of the ArcTube, when you select the tool, when you're adding a new shape, you can hold down either the X, Y, or Z key, and it will snap to the X, Y, or Z plane. So this is the X. If I release the X, I can move it around. If I hold the X, it will lock in place. If I hold down the Y, it will lock into the Y, and Z, it will lock into the Z. And I can hit enter, and this way I can generate shapes that conform to major axes. Common features with the ArcTube that you will want to use. If I select a tube, I can notch the ends by clicking on this button. I can select a tube that I want to cope, and I can select this notch, intersection. Once it generates the notch profile, I can add tabs and slots. Some of them need to be fixed, or you can retry again if it fails. That was a better example. These are the slots. This is the notch with the tabs. So some of the tools generally work with the left button on the mouse. Click on a location, drag and release to create the shape. Some of them you can double click to set the properties. Most of the screen controls are the same as in terms of panning and zooming. Some of them will have settings. For example, the mesh, you can set the size and the approximation method. Curves, you add points. Double click or hit the enter key to complete. The labels will ask for points and then prompt for text, and the dimension objects will ask for points and an offset. That's it for this release. We've got lots more coming. If you're interested in trying out the software, let us know how it works for you, and we're going to be constantly adding new features. Thanks for watching.